Siema. Dosyć krótko po tym ostatnim State of Play, który był skupiony tylko i wyłącznie na tytułach z Japonii, pojawia się kolejny, zupełnie niespodziewanie poświęcony całkowicie Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy, one chyba nawet, teraz nie pamiętam, czy nawet nie było zapowiedziane pierwszy raz na jakiejś konfie Microsoftu, a tutaj pełny State of Play jako materiał marketingowy, bardzo brzmi to ciekawie. Ma to być 15 minut, poświęcone tylko i wyłącznie temu tytułowi. Widzę po timeline'ie, że chyba tak to będzie gdzieś tam wyglądało, bo całość ma 37 minut video. Już sobie ściągnąłem w ogóle, bo oglądam to po czasie, albowiem nagrywaliśmy podcast RaczejKonsolowo, dosłownie 5 minut temu skończyliśmy. Więc teraz sobie na spokojnie już ściągnięty ten State of Play oglądam, nie muszę czekać tam na jakikolwiek timer, kliknę sobie tylko play i możemy z tym lecieć. A nie jestem jakoś specjalnie, jakby powiedział, zajarany tym Hogwarts Legacy. Harry Potter, powiedział, no istnieje sobie. Nie jest to jakąś, by powiedział, serią czy marką, z którą bardzo jestem związany. Moja żona na przykład jest absolutną gdzieś tam fanką, zarówno książek, jak i filmów. Regularnie w naszym domu lecą. I ja bym po prostu chciał zobaczyć, jak ta gra wygląda, jak wygląda gameplay taki bardziej zbliżony już do tego faktycznie, co gracze będą robić. Nie tylko jakichś tam teaserów czy zwiastunów mniej więcej trochę pokazujących świat. No i na to liczę, więc bez specjalnych większych, dużych jakichś oczekiwań. Jestem ciekaw, czy mnie cokolwiek zaskoczy i czy może nawet mnie przekona ta prezentacja do tego, że warto się zainteresować tym tytułem. A więc już sobie odpalam. No i leci. Fajnie, podoba mi się ta animacyjka tego State of Play. Avalanche to jest chyba... Avalanche to jest... Just Cause, nie? To chyba tak.
Lumos.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
Ładnie wygląda.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be. When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you are starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
Jak powiedziałem mojej żonie, jako tam fance,
Hello, class.
to by jej się mogło spodobać.
Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Kombat, czyżby to był
You may
pokazane?
begin.
for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries.
No wygląda to dobrze, muszę powiedzieć. Na razie
You'll
jestem, bym
discover
powiedział,
dungeons and secret
oczarowany.
passageways,
Ale ładna lokacja.
as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before. It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win
To
them
się
over.
dzieje w takim razie przed Potterem, tak?
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and
1800s.
wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum, ones designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years at your own speed.
Lumos.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have. Opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures
No właśnie,
corrupted by a
combat.
magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Ale fajne. Lubię tego rodzaju cofanie czasu i naprawianie w grach.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
Czyli głównie kombat odległościowy. Co w sumie można było się spodziewać, jeśli chodzi o to, jak się... Jak wyglądały walki w Harry Potterze. Walki w cudzysłowie.
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
O, to było fajne.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes. Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Nawet fajne. O, jest i parowanie.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Typowy open world, jeśli chodzi o RPG.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay. You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies.
Mandragora.
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you
Wow.
how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions. And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
What happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again!
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Hufflepuffs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes and regular
Ciekawe, czy będą
gathering
różne
areas.
zakończenia ze względu na to, jaką szkołę się
Welcome to the
obrało.
room of requirement.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement. You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you.
Będzie można sobie kustomizować, budować.
Since you need to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
O, czas jest pokazany, ile. Fajne.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it?
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
Whoa. Okej. No jest na pewno zrobiony z pompą i rozmachem.
You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear. But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement. But there are dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
O,
Master
abracadabra.
spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats.
Ciekawe, czy w takim razie
Learn
będzie
long-forgotten
możliwość
mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be.
jasnej i ciemnej
As you
strony, czy
leave
coś
your
takiego.
unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
No spoko. Czyli święta tego roku. Na Boże Narodzenie gdzieś tam powinno się pojawić.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy. Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
No, czyli dalszy State of Play dalej jest tutaj temu poświęcony. Myślałem, że cokolwiek innego wrzucą.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
O, taki behind the scenes, to mi się podoba.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way that it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
To chyba nie była J.K. Rowling tam, jeśli chodzi na początku tego materiału. Jestem ciekaw, czy w ogóle się pojawi jakkolwiek.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Ciekawe, jak duża będzie mapa.
We're creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a fifth year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding world that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding world from, you know, the 1900s and
Właśnie,
on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that.
I to jest fajny sposób na wprowadzenie właśnie tych gadających głów, jak to tam się nazywa. Czyli najpierw pokazanie czegoś takiego soczystego, mięsa, gameplayu i teraz z przyjemnością się słucha, jak deweloperzy gdzieś tam o tym wszystkim mówią.
A piece that nobody has ever seen before. The Hufflepuff common room. You know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're gonna have to walk it.
And of course, again, the sentient castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations, and then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Adding a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's gonna be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
Fajnie, już za pół roku tak naprawdę wychodzi już.
To inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Stream on HBO Max, od razu reklama.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
That's our show. We hope you're excited for the magic to come.
No,
See you
spoko.
next time.
Podobało mi się jako gra, wygląda to bardzo fajnie, natomiast myślę sobie, że jeżeli ktoś jest takim absolutnym fanem Harry'ego Pottera i świata właśnie J.K. Rowling, to będzie totalny sztos. Myślę sobie tutaj o mojej małżonce, która pewnie bardzo chętnie by w to zagrała, bo dla kogoś, kto jest takim nerdem zaznajomionym z całym lore światem i wszystkim jakby tutaj, co tu się wydarza, chyba nawet Bartek też wydaje mi się, że lubi Harry'ego Pottera, to będzie na pewno duża produkcja, duża premiera, więc z tego punktu widzenia myślę sobie, że dla mnie osobiście jak to oglądałem, to trochę mam takie uczucie jak przy Forspoken, że generalnie jest to fajne, wygląda spoko i tak dalej, ale nie jara mnie to na tyle, żebym to kupował obecnie. Tak ostatnio też myślę o Forspoken, to zresztą kolejny otwarty świat, tak. Ale no, jestem ciekaw jak wypadnie, jaka będzie ta fabuła, jak bardzo będzie to, bym powiedział, tutaj też przyjazny dla osób, które nie są jakby fanami gdzieś tam uniwersum. No i zobaczymy. Natomiast sam State of Play, ja lubię te State of Play, które są jakby skupione na tylko i wyłącznie jednym tytule, eksplorują go właśnie tam pod kątem tego gameplayu, opisują mechaniki i tak dalej. Podobają mi się te State of Play. Zresztą ten japoński ostatnio też nie był jakiś tam specjalnie zły, nie? Więc generalnie na plus. Dajcie oczywiście znać wy w komentarzach, jak wam się podobało, czy ten materiał z tego Hogwartsa was bardziej zachęcił do kupna, czy nie. No i tyle. Trzymajcie się, do następnego. Na razie. Pa. Pa, 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 pa,